Welcome or welcome back. So I'm currently in my second trimester of pregnancy. So I wanted to do a quick first trimester recap for you, just to share my experience with the symptoms, show you my baby bump, cravings, and body changes. Now I have shared another video on all of the symptoms I experienced before a positive test. So most of those symptoms basically stopped around week 7 when I started experiencing morning sickness and nausea. So that was pretty bad, and what helped me with it, and hopefully can help you as well, was firstly raw ginger. So anything with ginger is good. I had ginger tea, meals cooked with ginger, these ginger lollies or candy that the midwife recommended for me, and even raw slices of ginger with salt. So the other thing that helped me was lemon or lime slices in water. Now I cannot drink tap water in this pregnancy for some reason, so I vomit out all of the water straight away as soon as I drink it, and it just doesn't stay in. So I can only drink very heavily filtered water or bottled water or flavored water. So whenever I drink filtered or bottled water, I can actually keep the water in. So this is the bottled water I've been drinking lately. So anything to keep the water down, because as you know, it's extremely important to stay hydrated during pregnancy. So another symptom I had in my first trimester was very intense stomach cramps. Now this only lasted about 2 to 3 days during week 6. So this happened even before the nausea and morning sickness. So I would say that was my very first symptom in the first trimester. And the stomach ache was really intense. I did tell my doctor about it, and she mentioned that it was due to the uterus expanding and stretching, and the stomach ache basically just left on its own in about a few days, about 2 to 3 days. So those were the first 2 symptoms I experienced in the first trimester. And I also experienced a bit of fatigue and tiredness, not too much, but just a little bit. As far as my mood goes, it was extremely good during the first trimester. In some ways it was even better than before I was pregnant. So it was very well balanced, and I was really happy through the entire first trimester. Now in the second trimester, I have been a little bit more moody, a little bit sad and irritable, but nothing too bad. It's meant to be normal during your pregnancy for your mood to fluctuate due to all of the hormonal changes in your body. So overall, it's been a good balance, and the first trimester for some reason was really great. So basically, morning sickness and nausea was my main symptom in the first trimester, and I still have a little bit of it at times. It kind of fluctuates like a roller coaster, but it's a lot better now. Actually, I barely even have it anymore in the second trimester, just very rarely here and there. It might suddenly pop up, but in general, it's not there anymore. So moving on to my cravings, I have been really liking sour things, but that could be because it helps with the nausea. So like lemon with my water, sour lollies, sour fruit, and spicy food as well, but I've always liked spicy food. And although I don't have any other specific food cravings, I've been a bit more fussy with my food lately, and I haven't really had a big appetite in general, but I can eat a lot of Indian food or Naga food, so I have a huge preference for these 2 cuisines. I also take these Elevate prenatal vitamins and quite a lot of fruit, so I've been really enjoying fruit in my first and second trimester. So moving on to the ultrasound and the NIPT test, I've had 1 ultrasound so far in week 8, pretty early on. This is when we saw the baby fetus and my placenta forming, and visually we saw the heartbeat as well. Didn't get to hear it, but we just saw it in the ultrasound. And then in week 13, during my hospital visit with a midwife, we actually heard the heartbeat. So this was not an ultrasound, just got to hear the heartbeat. And then I also had an NIPT test. So this is the non-invasive prenatal testing. It's just a blood test basically in week 11. So this is just a simple blood test, but it's meant to screen all the common genetic conditions in the baby, and it can also tell the gender of the baby at the same time if you wish to know. So that was a really cool test because it's meant to be really accurate. I think it's 99.9%. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but it's meant to be extremely accurate, more accurate than the ultrasound. And I thought it was really cool how you can tell so much about the baby from testing my blood. So I thought that was cool. Moving on to my body changes and my baby bump. As far as changes to my body goes, I haven't really gained any weight, but this is because of the nausea and morning sickness. So my appetite really wasn't good in the first place during the first trimester, but it's been slowly picking up now in the second trimester, and my baby bump is quite small as well. Apparently both the growth weight as well as the size of a pregnancy belly is meant to be very different for every individual, so you can start showing at very different times to other women, and also the size is different for everyone. So this was my belly at about 14 weeks pregnant, so it's pretty much invisible in baggy or loose fitted pants, but you can see it better not in tight clothing. This is what my belly looks now in my second trimester, so it's still quite similar in size, probably just a tiny bit bigger. And I think I am carrying low. I could be mistaken, but I think so. Yeah, so that's been my first trimester journey in a nutshell. I hope you liked the video. All the best on your own pregnancy journey as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.